Creating AI videos usually looks simple online until you actually try doing it yourself. You start with one idea, then suddenly you need different tools for images, video generation, editing, and fixing mistakes. What was supposed to be a quick video can easily turn into a full production workflow. So today, I'm testing a different approach. One workspace where you can start with an idea, generate scenes, revise the result, and build the video step by step. Welcome back to Nextcope AI, your shortcut to the smartest AI tools. Today, I'm testing Flova AI, a personal AI video agent designed to help creators build videos from text, images, music, or even existing videos, while keeping the entire workflow inside one platform. And honestly, the first thing that stands out is that this doesn't feel like a normal AI prompt tool. The interface feels more like an AI creative workspace. Another thing that makes the platform interesting is that it supports multiple AI models throughout the workflow, and you can switch between them depending on the type of content you want to create. You can create story-driven videos, anime content, music videos, short films, commercials, and cinematic scenes, all while continuing to revise the project through conversation. So instead of generating one final result and starting over every time something looks wrong, the workflow is built around iteration. That's what I want to test today. So for this first test, I want to start simple. Inside Flova, I'm going to use this prompt. A lonely traveler walking through a rainy neon city at night, cinematic atmosphere, emotional sci-fi mood. Generate. Now immediately, the platform starts building visuals around the idea. And what I like here is that it doesn't feel like one isolated generation. The workflow feels conversational.
Hums and drips around them.
One thing I noticed here is that Flova also supports brainstorming directly inside the workflow. So instead of only generating results, you can actually develop ideas together with the AI before continuing the project. I can continue refining the idea naturally instead of restarting from zero every time. So if I want stronger lighting, different camera angles, or another visual direction, I can keep building on top of the same project. That already feels much smoother than the normal AI workflow most people are used to. Now let's push this further. One of Flova's biggest focuses is story-driven video generation. So instead of random disconnected clips, the AI tries to create scenes that actually feel connected together. For this test, I'll try a short cinematic concept. A young girl discovers a mysterious glowing door inside an abandoned train station. Generate. Now, the AI starts building scenes around the story idea. And this is where the platform becomes interesting visually. Because instead of random generations, you start getting consistent atmosphere, connected environments, matching visual tone, and cinematic transitions between scenes. Another important thing here is the skills system. Instead of only generating clips, Flova can build character references from multiple angles and bind those assets together to maintain character consistency across scenes. It also uses more cinematic shot planning and camera direction, which helps scenes feel smoother and more connected, like an actual short film instead of random AI clips. And for dialogue or character-based scenes, it can even align voice references with the character visuals to keep everything more coherent. It feels much closer to building a short film instead of generating random AI clips. And honestly, this is one of the strongest parts of the platform so far. Now here's probably the most important part of the workflow. Normally with AI tools, if something looks wrong, you regenerate everything from scratch. But inside Flova, I can simply continue the conversation and modify the project directly. So let's say I want the scene to feel darker and more dramatic. I can type, add stronger rain, darker mood, cinematic blue lighting, and slower camera movement. Generate again. Now the AI updates the direction without restarting the entire workflow. And honestly, this saves a huge amount of time because real creative work is iterative. You generate an idea, improve it, change details, then continue building. That's how actual production workflows work. And Flova is clearly trying to recreate that process with AI. Another feature that makes this workflow interesting is branching. Instead of replacing your old version, you can create a parallel version of the project and explore a completely different direction without losing the previous one. So, for example, you could test multiple endings, visual styles, or story directions while keeping everything organized inside the same project. And honestly, for creators or filmmakers dealing with revisions constantly, this solves a huge workflow problem. Now, another thing I noticed is how flexible the visual styles are. The platform supports cinematic scenes, anime styles, short films, music videos, commercials, and more experimental storytelling directions. So for this demo, I'll test something anime-inspired. Anime girl sitting alone inside a quiet classroom during sunset, emotional atmosphere, cinematic anime style. Generate. Now visually, this looks completely different from the earlier cinematic test. And that matters because it shows the platform is not locked into one visual identity. You can move between anime, cinematic storytelling, commercial visuals, music video style content, or experimental AI scenes. That flexibility is useful because creators across YouTube, TikTok, Shorts, and Reels all need different visual styles. Now, this is where Flova separates itself from many AI generators. The workflow doesn't stop after generation. You can continue editing and revising the project directly inside the platform. So instead of exporting clips and opening another editing software, the workflow stays connected. You can replace scenes, modify shots, revise visuals, continue generating new ideas, and adjust the structure while staying inside the same project. And honestly, this changes the workflow completely, because the traditional process usually looks like this: generate somewhere, export files, edit manually, fix mistakes, re-export again. But here, everything feels much more unified. Another thing worth mentioning is that Flova also supports exporting projects as PR files, so professional users can continue editing directly inside Premiere Pro or CapCut if they want more advanced post-production control. And honestly, this is where the platform makes the most sense. Traditional AI video workflows can become messy very quickly. You spend time switching between platforms, testing different tools, moving files around, and fixing generations manually. Sometimes a simple AI video can easily take hours, but Flova is trying to compress that process into one creative pipeline. Idea to generate, to revise, to edit, to export. That's a much smoother workflow for creators. And visually, it feels closer to working with an AI creative assistant instead of a basic generator. And I think this is where Flova becomes practical, because I can already see several creator types using this workflow. For example, AI short film creators, anime creators, music video creators, TikTok editors, storytelling channels, solo creators, or even people building cinematic content without a production team. Especially for creators who want fast visual storytelling, this removes a lot of friction from the workflow. Now, obviously, like any AI platform, results still depend on prompts and creative direction. Some generations may need revisions, some scenes may require retries, but overall, the workflow feels much more complete than most AI generators I've tested recently. Because Flova is not trying to be just another generator. It's trying to become a full AI creative environment where you can continue building projects progressively instead of restarting constantly. And honestly, that's probably where AI creative tools are heading next. So overall, Flova feels less like a simple AI video generator and more like an AI production workspace for creators. You can start from text, images, music, or video, generate scenes, revise ideas, edit the workflow, and continue iterating inside one platform. And for creators making visual content regularly, that can save a huge amount of time. If you want to try Flova yourself, I'll leave the link in the description. And let me know, what would you create with it? An anime short film, a cinematic trailer, a music video, or full AI storytelling content?
Thanks for watching. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more smart AI tools. This is Nextcope AI. See you in the next one.